Hi, and welcome to the Digital Digging YouTube channel. In this video, we're continuing our look at the British premium tanks released in patch 1.53 of War Thunder with the Sherman Firefly 1C. The Firefly was, like a number of well-known vehicles and aircraft constructed in World War II, an interim design put together from existing projects. It was based on the US M4 Sherman with a high-velocity OQF 76.2mm or 17-pounder gun replacing the 75mm L40 or 76mm M1 depending on the variant. The 17-pounder was fitted at the insistence of Major George Brighty after it had been rejected by the powers that be. It was largely seen as not worth the trouble, as the Challenger and Cromwell, which were also fitted with the OQF 17-pounder, were expected to come into action soon. Delays got in the way of this plan, however, and Brighty, with the assistance of Lieutenant Colonel Witheridge, managed to get his way, leading to the construction of some 2,000 of the vehicles by the close of the war. The 17-pounder was the most powerful British tank gun of the war, and indeed one of the most powerful weapons of any nationality, being able to penetrate around 131mm of armour at 1,000 metres. When using armour-piercing discarding sabot rounds, which we don't have yet in the game, it was able to penetrate 192mm of armour at 1,000 metres at a 30-degree angle. The word sabot, incidentally, is Dutch for a clog, a wooden shoe which encases the foot. The word sabotage is derived from the Dutch practice during the Industrial Revolution of deliberately breaking looms and other machinery by introducing their sabots to the machine's more sensitive parts and literally clogging up the works. Anyway, back to the point. Although the 17-pounder was extremely effective, they were the only tank in the British Army capable of dealing with the Panthers and Tigers at Normandy, for instance. There were certain practicalities which led to, shall we say, mixed reviews. Ken Tout, both a gunner and tank commander of the 1st Northamptonshire Yeomanry during the Normandy invasion, said of it, "The Firefly tank is an ordinary Sherman, but in order to accommodate the immense breech of the 17-pounder and to store its massive shells, the co-driver has been eliminated and his little den has been used as storage space. The flash is so brilliant that both gunner and commander need to blink at the moment of firing, otherwise they'll be blinded for so long that they'll not see the shot hit the target. The muzzle flash spurts out so much flame that after a shot or two, the hedge or undergrowth in front of the tank is likely to start burning. When moving, the gun's overlap in front, or if traversed, to the side, is so long that the driver, gunner and commander have to be constantly alert to avoid wrapping the barrel around some apparently distant tree, defenceless lamppost or inoffensive house." It was in fact the muzzle flash that gave the tank the unofficial name of Firefly. In the game, it's a Tier 3 vehicle with a battle rating of 5.0. It has a maximum speed of 23 miles per hour or 38 kilometers per hour, which can be reached in around 7 seconds on even ground, and a turret rotation speed of 24.0 degrees per second. It mounts the 76.2mm OQF 17-pounder cannon, which has a reload time of 5.9 seconds and 77 rounds of ammunition, and can penetrate 157mm of armour at 100 metres, 133mm of armour at 500 metres, and 112mm of armour at 1,000 metres. It also carries a 12.7mm M2 HB machine gun with 750 rounds of ammunition, and a 7.62 machine gun with 5,000 rounds of ammunition. It has 38mm of armour at the sides and rear of the hull, with 12.7mm on top. It has 50mm of armour at the front, with an extra 24mm of plate in a few crucial spots. The front of the turret is 72.6mm thick, with an additional 88.9mm on the mantlet, and also an additional plate protecting the aimer and commander on the left side facing the front. The rest of the turret is 50mm with 25mm on top. It's not the fastest tank, it's not the best armoured tank, and it's not the best armed tank, but what I've found during the time I've played with the Sherman Firefly is that it's an extremely well balanced combination of speed, armour and firepower. It manoeuvres well, can take a ding or two, and can certainly dish it out as well. Try and get hull down somewhere and you can be a fabulous pain in the arse for the opposition. So to the price, what do you get for your €26.99? Well, you certainly get a very nicely balanced tank, and you also get 15 days premium. So if that kind of money doesn't mean a great deal to you and you have a soft spot for Sherman tanks, then I say go for it. If you have to and ah about that kind of expense, then I shan't try and influence you one way or another. I will just say that I'm no great fan of the Shermans in the US line, but this one proved to be very enjoyable. I'll just add, however, as an observation, that because you get 3 bites of the cherry with each premium British tank until the main tree comes out, the earlier you buy, if indeed you're going to, the better value it is, as you can triple your bonus points in every game. However, if you feel unjustified in spending the money, then fret not. The main tree will be available at some point before Christmas, when you'll be able to get a version of the Firefly for free. Right then, usual drill, like it if you do, don't if you don't, and if you did in fact like it, then you might wish to subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have done so and you persistently dislike my videos, then it's perfectly acceptable for you to unsubscribe, because frankly, well, I don't know what to say after all this time. We've been doing this for months. I fly an aircraft around the place or get into trouble in a tank, waffle on for a bit, producing faintly interesting facts and figures from history, and then before you know it, I've exploded and the video has come to a close, and then we have this little talk at the end, during which I attempt to persuade you to leave a sign of your enjoyment, but week after week I fail you. You sit there with a frown, and as time unspools and the flickering images come and go before your eyes, they glaze over and the frown grows until your eyebrows obscure your vision entirely, and you have to use your fingers to pluck them up again, just long enough for you to focus on the dislike icon and click it. It's not going to change. Well, it might, but you probably won't like that stuff either. Do you like anything? Anything at all? Is this a constant state of mind? In which case, I suggest you seek some kind of support, because this is no life for either of us. You sitting there waiting to dislike a video, and me sitting here waiting for you to dislike it, like a moderately successful gladiator awaiting the thumbs up or down of a capricious emperor. Anyway, cheerio chaps, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye bye.